Alrighty, good morning everybody, and welcome back. You can see what we got in front of us today. Doing another spatchcock chicken. Actually, we're going to do the inaugural cook on my 22.5-inch Weber Smoky Mountain. I see a lot of questions asked sometimes about, how do you properly break in a cooker, or what's a good, first cook to season it. Some people say bacon, some people say butts, but to me, really, I don't know. To me, it really doesn't matter. Usually I'll do like a Boston butt, or I'll do something that's a longer cook so I can burn it for a while. But we're going to do spatchcock chicken today. And real quick, obviously this came with the whole bird. I've done videos showing you how I spatchcock. You cut the backbone out, you notch that cartilage, and we got her on a drying rack right now because it is a little frozen. And, whenever I do chickens, especially spatchcock chickens, I like putting them on a drying rack on a pan, and then I'll let them sit in the fridge. Sometimes I'll dry brine, sometimes I won't. Today I am dry brining mean. I'm just going to go on with some salt on the skin, and it's going to sit in the fridge just like that. Probably about, I would say, a half hour before we cook, this will get pulled out of the fridge. We're going to do this... I'm going to call this Tony C's, because I can't pronounce that damn word, but we're going to call it Tony C's Creole-style butter injection, and then we're going to go over the whole thing with some of the Suckle Busters coarse SPG, and by coarse I mean, this is some, it's not like the really fine stuff, it's coarse stuff, I really like it. So now besides that, this is going to go into the fridge, and I will pick back up probably either when we're injecting it or when we're down at the grill, so we'll see you then. Alrighty, so we are back. We're not getting the chicken quite ready yet, but we're firing we're going to fire the Weber Smoky Mountain up, and I just figured I'd show you how I do it. The charcoal we're using today I should say, is Kingsford Blue Bag. Just give you a quick peek at the coal ring. I don't know if you can see that, but I do have 2 chunks of hickory, and the 2 chunks of hickory are buried in the coals. Like, I put those in, and then I put the coals on top of it and all around it. See, I kind of cratered off a spot in the middle, and I got 20 briquettes lit up there. And now once those get going, I'll pour them on. I'm thinking 20 should be good. I don't think it'll be too much. If anything, it might not be enough to get this thing up to where I want it. But if it's not enough, the CyberQ Cloud will take care of it. That is another modification that I added on today because, I love the CyberQ Cloud. It just makes this thing, they say they're already pretty much set and forget. But with that CyberQ Cloud, it for sure is set and forget. So now, besides that, I'm going to sign off, and I will see you when we're getting the chicken ready. Alrighty, we are back, and the bird is the word. I already injected it. I already got it rubbed down. I don't know if you remember what it looked like before, but you can see how much more plump it is. I'd probably use 3/4 of that bottle of the Tony C's injectable butter, and then for the binder, with a little bit of the injection that came off, I just rub that, that butter, and I use that for a binder. We're going to be cooking this today on Weber, like I said, Weber Smoky Mountain. We're going to be cooking it, pretty low. We're probably going to cook it right around 225-ish, maybe even a little lower than that. And when you cook chicken that low, your skin just isn't going to get that crispy. I think the skin turns out really good, but I usually get rid of most of it. And then what we're going to do with this is we're just going to pull this chicken. It's going to be pulled chicken, and then we're going to do like mashed potatoes and stuff for a side. So I feel like I've been talking enough now about this this chicken. So I will pick back up when we're down, and it's on the WSM. So we will see you then. Just put the chicken on, give you a quick peek here. There should be plenty of room on there. Temperature we're cooking at, like I said, it's probably going to be right around 200 or 225. Still coming up to temp right now, so I'm expecting at those low temps, this is about a 6-pound bird, so it'll probably take, I would say, all of at least 4 to 6 hours, I'd say, right around there. So besides that, I'm not going to temp probe it yet. I'm going to let this thing cook probably for about 2 hours, and then I'll stick a probe in the breast, so I will pick back up in about 2 hours. Alrighty, so we are back. We've been on for about 3 hours. Internal on the breast right now is about 138-ish. And you might ask yourself why I got the Maverick XR50 and a CyberQ Cloud, because I do have 3 temp probes for the CyberQ Cloud. I believe I have. Yeah, I have 3 FOOP temp probes. And the reason is just because it's a lot easier. That Maverick XR50, I love that thing. So that's just monitoring I do have a pit temp one in there. But more or less, it's just there so I don't have to, go online. I believe it's sharemycook.com. I wish the CyberQ Cloud, I wish it had an app, but it doesn't. But just one quick side note for those of you who use this setup, maybe on your 18.5-inch, I noticed pretty much right away, you can see where I got the vent. The vent on top is about halfway shut. On my 18.5-inch, I was actually able to leave that thing all the way open all the time, and I would never have any issues. But with the 22.5-inch here, I noticed that I can't, and I kind of guessed it would be that way because I do have the hookups on my my 26-inch kettle and my 22-inch kettle, and it's somewhat the same way. Like on my 26-inch kettle, I have to leave that top vent closed quite a bit more. But enough about that. I'll give you a quick look at the chicken. There it is. Looking like a chicken. But, like we said, temperature right now is at about 138. I would guess this has probably got about another 2 hours to go yet. So I will I will pick back up when I bring it back upstairs before I pull it. So we will see you then. Alrighty, so we are back. Just pulled the bird off. Give you a quick look here. Looking pretty chickeny, if that's a word, but looks pretty dang good. Got some good color. Real quick over to cook times. We did 225 the whole time, and it took right at about 6 hours to get the temp in the breast up to 165. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is cover this thing in some foil and let it rest. And I'm only going to cover up 3 to 4 sides because I want it to breathe. I did pull it off at 165, so I don't want it to cook anymore, and I'm sure it still will cook. But you know, hopefully leaving the one side open right there will be about good. So now besides that, I will pick back up one more time when it's time to eat. So we'll see you then. Alrighty, so we are back, and it is time to eat. The dog thinks so too. But real quick, I'm gonna go over to cook times here. We did 6 hours at 225 on about a 6-pound bird. Brought this thing up to about an internal of about 164, 165. Put it under some foil, let it rest for about a half hour, and then pulled it. And these are the results. Again, you know, I didn't use the water pan. I used the fire dial. I will attempt to leave a link in the description for the fire dial. But pretty much what that is it's just a heat deflector with some notches in it, or some cutout things put in it pretty much. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give this a taste test, and we'll do that. There it is. Wow, I gotta say that's a pretty damn good. You can definitely taste the hickory in it. You can definitely taste the smoke in it. So now besides that, we'll go ahead and sign off. You guys and girls have a good night, and we will see you next time.